Hello and welcome back, or welcome. I finally got me an okay mic. So yeah, there will be a lot of parts to this. It's not BKDK, King Exploration. I don't know if I'm able to read that like the rest of it because it's very, very, very inappropriate. Um, we are going to be reading 97.6 FM by Jam Jars. Um, yeah, I always get um my fanfics. Um, sorry, I always get my fanfics from. Sorry, I always get my fanfics from Demon Fed Audio. So yeah, there will be multiple parts for this. Like I said, um, I won't be posting as much. Well, I don't really post a lot. I won't be posting as much because schools get ready to start back and I go on night. So I'll try to post as much as I can. Um, so yeah, uh, let's get into this. Sorry for wasting your time. 97 point, sorry, 97.6 FM Jam Jars. Summer. Izuku can't stop listening to the radio host with the deep voice. It sounds like he's stuck in 2010. It's just how harmless crush. Oh god, we all know what we mean by harmless. Sorry. Okay. That is until he starts calling into the show under the podium. Well, as the let's just say as under the nickname Deku. Kind of like the same word. Or radio host Bakigam, ex-listener Deku. So, this is edited. So, thank you, Jam Jars, because usually they do not edit these. Okay. I will read some of this, and then there's going to be part two, maybe tomorrow. If this gets at least 10 views, I will make a second part of the rest. Okay, let's get back to this. Chapter 1, Asshole. And that's all for tonight, dickbags. Check back in with me tomorrow night at 5 for your weekly dose of superior music. Try not to cry yourself to sleep after I'm gone, although I'm sure that's sorry inedible. I'm trying to like inedible. Sorry, I'm just gonna skip that word. After shitty hair takes another snooze central. What? Don't fucking look at me like that. Sorry. By the way, I have read this fanfic. Well, not read it, but I have listened to it. It's really, really good. It's not my fault. Okay, back into this. It's not my fault you have a personality of a glass of water. Fuck. Whatever. Later, losers. Tune into 97.6 Ground Zero out. He had no business sounding that hot, spewing profantasies left and right. And at this point, Izuku was tired of it. Day and day out he sprints out the door early to his beat up old Honda just to sit in it for 2.5 hours so he can hear this man with a deep voice. Eventually, sorry, vent, well, sorry, vividly voice boy his audience. I'm sorry. I've had a long day. Okay. He says to listen to Ground Zero rant about his life. The music is something that he had to grow into. Izuku has always been the early 2000s. Izuku has always been the early 2000s starships are meant to fly type of guy. And he honestly assumes that why people always call him plain. But after a year of turning into the situation he thinks he got a full emo sorry a full emo resurgence. Everyone sorry, my mic's kinda bad by the way, but not like too bad, I guess. If you like this mic, tell me, or do you think I should go back to me not having a mic? So yeah, a full emo resurgence. Everyone, please hide your hot topics. Growing up, he felt awkward and uncomfortable in his body. He never, he never really cared to have, never really caring to have a style. More in search of comfort to kill his growing anxiety. He had always been small and weak, and once he got into college, that shit didn't fly anymore. That shit didn't fly anymore. He was always still small, but definitely not weak. If the awkward for thick, if the sorry, if the award for thickest thighs and fattest ass he got last month at the gym counts for anything. Sorry. Okay. Let's continue. Izuku thanks God every day for being a yoga instructor. You do not like, you don't really like believe in God. I'm sorry. Um, for this is just how they like made it. So yeah, I'm very, very religious with my religion. So yeah, it totally turned his self-image around for the better, but he always knew there was something missing. After accidentally spilling an entire bottle of water on his phone at one night at the gym, he kinda screwed for music. And every other convenient thing, convenient thing that came on with having a fully functioning phone, his foot managed to crush his punny little Apple headphones. Wow, in the struggle. And honestly, why the fuck did Apple change the headphone jack again? He was he was officially down a pair of nice headphones. Not AirPods. Fuck you. Well, fuck you. Those are expensive. And a way to scream, DJ, got us feeling in love at the top of his lungs on a ride home. That was actually the first time he had ever heard Ground Zero's voice through the car radio. Izuku had managed to catch half the last half hour of his show, and holy shit, this was the kid. Is this what the kids are listening to these days? It was only after he heard the hot curse loudly after a set word vomit about how much he wants to strangle the band members for splitting up this year. What he realized, the music kinda slaps, maybe? Or the boy with the attitude sounds ridiculously hot, and he's convincing himself it does. And now, that my ever-growing desire, sorry, And now, my ever-growing desire to, by the way, this is Kotsky, ever-growing desire to strangle half of my coworkers is quenched with some old bring me to horizon. Let's sit, let's hit another throwback for our middle school sleeves with something less. Let's scream our lungs out. And more, let's scream our lungs out, only softer. Shut up. It doesn't have to make sense. I'm hot. Oh, that was coffee, sorry. Shut up, it doesn't have to make sense. I'm hot. It wasn't softer. Izuku was kind of, well, definitely intimidated at first by the music, but refused to change the station in hopes he could absorb some of this guy's confidence. Izuku was definitely lacking the sorry department and will probably never reach the level of God complex. But he refuses to consider that the alternative is that he's just a sorry masochist and likes the aggressiveness. It probably has something to do with the sorry the rest the repressed childhood bullying. But sue him. Therapy is expensive. Okay, I'm adjusting, but because my shoulders are starting to hurt. Sorry if that was loud. And now that it's been a year of foregoing his Spotify subscription, most nights from 5 o'clock to 7:30, he can officially consider listening to 97.6 as a part of his daily routine. It's such a routine for him that he feels almost like he knows the guy in a weird one-sided friendship type of way. Izuku likes to say the idolization for his comic book hero obsession. It's kind of hard to not particularly adore the guy. After so long though, he feels like he knows so much, yet so little about him. Ground Zero is now 22, the same age as Izuku. He's definitely in college. For what he hasn't mentioned, apparently he's a blonde and he likes the color orange and prefers when food is so spicy he can't feel the roof of his mouth. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what this word is. I'm sorry if you all get annoyed by me not knowing what the words are. Um, to travail, thanks. But, this is me reading. To travail things. But, precious to, yeah, precious to Izuku, nothing less. It's also the small unspoken things that make Izuku feel like he knows him. The music he played was particular to him, to his mood. Sorry, was particular to his mood. On the days he seemed somewhat calm, he played older, more nostalgic music. He felt like he was taking a peek into his childhood, watching an angry blonde-haired kid belt his lungs out to hardcore metal, completely angry at the world. Sorry, Izuku didn't know what it was, but on these days he felt like he was benefiting the most of his sorry, the most if he could see his child self. Once he would give himself one of the Ground Zero's emo playlists as an outlet. Actually, maybe it was a good idea. Izuku didn't have access to music that made him that made him think too hard, or the color black. The color black. Let me see how much more I gotta read. Um, okay, it's not that much more, but that's okay. That's okay, I guess. It's because of these songs. Oh, crap, I'm moving. Sorry. I'm also got a family reunion this weekend, so I probably won't be posting this weekend. I'm sorry if that was really loud. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so I'm going to not use my mic because I was listening to myself, and I did not like that. So let's get back to color black. It's because of these songs. Izuku theorized Ground Zero probably plays an instrument. His guess is drums or bass because he normally likes a heavy beat. Ground Zero doesn't really have sad days. It's just more like angry and angrier. And the music he plays reflects that. It's typically I'm reading really loud. Okay. It's typically when Izuku is glad. He doesn't have a heavy sorry. It's typically when Izuku is glad he doesn't have a heavy bass on his car. Or else the poor thing would surely collapse on itself. From the pressure. His favorite days, and he duds them. His favorite days are, and he dubs them. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Ground Zero's horny hype session days. According to him, this is the music he likes to play at the gym. They're the most frequent ones. And it's some weird mix between emo rap and alternative rock, or whatever the hell Chase Atlantic is. He's new to this. Give him a break. Izuku prays no one tells his mom he listens to emo rap, but it makes him feel like he's kind of a bad bitch. Oh, sorry, I dropped my iPad. To be specific, it makes him think of Ground Zero as a bad bitch. And also, he's incredibly horny at the gym. It's just a fact that he'll have to take to his grave. Sorry. He thinks it's cool that Ground Zero's normal, his mundane, sounds like that it's convinced him that where he gets his confidence. Sorry, I only own basketball shorts and shitty graphic t-shirts. Izuku Midoriya finds himself to be a new man at this point. Sorry? To be a new man at this point. He walks with his head held high now that he's complied all of his favorite songs in his playlist. and actually saved up to buy AirPods. So he can keep one in his ear at all times to help with his flawless confidence. He quite literally faked it till he made it. His friends were absolutely ecstatic to see him visibly happier and even more ecstatic to see him get out of his comfort zone style-wise. To be fair, there was absolutely no sense of style in the first place. But now that he finally taken an interest in his appearance. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop here because there's a lot more. So, yeah. Thank you for joining this video. If you want to, you can like and comment. I will be making part 2 in a couple days, probably. Yeah. Thank you for watching BKDK fanfic reader, or now Amani Trees, and yeah. I guess that's all. Thank you for watching. Bye.